we've been friends for a long time, and if you didn't know, Virtuous and I are sisters. Cleo and Angie are sisters. So sometimes we would have to say we're going to Cleo's house, maybe Virtuous and I, and that is with the pretense that we're going to visit them, but we got our clothes packed because we're going to party later on. You know, so quite often we had to just think how we're going to get out of the house first, and then plan B, what we're going to do from there.
Or we would go, as you said, when mum and dad, remember, like when they went out, we'd go out.
But that's dangerous.
But then you remember the time we were at the Backer meeting. Now Backer was like a charity that our parents were part of,
members of,
and it's like we were at one of the meetings, and the four of us was there, like saying, like my mum was going out to a party with her friend. And your parents were going out to whatever with whoever, but not separately. But we were like saying, seeing that they're all going out, maybe we can go out. So we were kind of like saying, okay, well, we're going to meet down Lewisham.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And so we decided that we're going to meet at a certain time. And you know, I mean, back then we did have mobile phones and stuff like that.
That's right.
So we just said, okay, they should be leaving around a certain time. So we'll meet down in Lewisham and then we'll go out.
Listen, I remember.
Yeah, when we got in, that's it. It's like her friend that she was going out with, she was like always late. So it's like when mum came in, she got dressed, whatever, her friend meant to be picking her up, but she's always late. So mum's getting vexed now.
I'm not going again.
And we're like,
no, mummy, you've been doing that for a very long time.
We're trying to persuade her, and, you know.
And this time now, whilst that's happening in their house, me and Virtuous in Lewisham High Street, waiting for them, rang them.
On the house phone.
Had to go to a phone box. We rang them,
and then
waiting.
we're talking in code because you can't really talk because my mum's still there, you know. And then it's like, my mum's like, why are you two trying to get me out of the house? And we're like, you know what, mummy, just
stay. We thought reverse psychology.
Exactly.
And she said, I'm not staying.
And then eventually she goes. So we're like, as soon as she goes out, we just put on our clothes, run down the road, get to the bus stop. And we're thinking, hold on a minute, but we didn't bring anybody to get the bus.
Did you walk to or run?
We ran from Forest Hill to Lewisham.
Oh my days!
And I remember, who did we see? We saw
Wayne Simon.
Oh, and he was like, "Where you lot going?" And we were like, "We're going to meet Norja and Bertrude." And eventually, we met you guys.
Listen.
But it was a madness.
It was.
But
and that's because...
And when we saw them, Cleo and Angie were in the middle of the road. So you know it was like after hours. And we just saw two bodies running down the road.
I remember.
Cleo had on some little boots. I remember it clearly. Middle of the road running down to meet us to party.
We were at the phone box. I mean, they used to have the phone box.
By the post office.
Yes, exactly where we were.
Yeah.
And Virtuous wanted to go toilet.
That's right.
Was like, where are we going to go at this hour?
Didn't I go in?
We're waiting for Cleo. She probably went in the phone box.
I wasn't going to say, but...
This is about 100 years ago, right? It's about, how old were we?
Oh, man.
Like 16, maybe?
16,
maybe 16?
Yeah.
Maybe even 15.
No, we were probably about 16. No, we were 16 because I met these guys when I was...
On your 15th.
On my 15th
Oh,
birthday.
okay.
So we would have been 16.
Yeah.
But even then, you know, you were saying like how our parents were strict. I remember, and I don't remember why I wasn't allowed to go out, but do you remember we were going out for...
Your birthday.
It was my birthday.
To all nations we wanted to go
but then my dad said,
I know. I remember that so clearly.
Oh, yeah. And I had the bright idea that it's all right there. I'm going to go after.
I'm sure I said to you, it doesn't work like that. I'm sure I was saying it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, Gerald's
christening. It wasn't Gerald's.
And I was like, you know, Chris,
I was sitting down beside her.
I was like, yeah, Chris, it's Virtue's birthday, and you know, I was just wondering if, you know, if we could, because like,
you didn't even get that far.
I think it was like, no. And I was like, okay.
I just thought, oh my gosh.
I mean, it's like I had the audacity to come and ask him. After doing something else.
Oh man,
But
that
you
was
came to
funny.
the house. I mean, you were at Shelley Drive, right? You come to Shelley Drive and you got ready there. You left. Was that another time?
No,
I just
Yeah,
remember-
because we
we
didn't.
didn't go.
I've never been
You
there.
didn't go?
because-
I've never been All
I've
Nations.
never been All Nations because
because
Yeah, because we
that's
didn't go for your birthday.
We our time to be home was 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
you know,
yeah.
obviously nothing starts by time
Well, that's what
11
you
o'clock.
say to her mum when
Yeah.
she say, make
Exactly.
sure you're in by.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know,
12, 12
what I
before the
mean?
party's starting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
And sometimes it's like with my mum, she's had this thing where it's like, you used to ask her, like, can you go to this party? She's like, okay. Like, if she, you know, she would eventually say, okay, you can go. And you think, okay. And then the day would come and you'd be getting ready. And she'd be like, where are you going? He'd be like, Mummy, we asked you if we could go. And she said, my mind told me, sir, I shouldn't go anywhere. Just change your mind.
Oh my gosh.
My mind
yeah.
told me, said, nah.
But another thing as well, if you really wanted to go out and she said yes, to not make her change her mind, make sure that all of your chores are done.
Yeah.
So we get up from the morning, we clean the house, we iron whatever, we, you know, whatever needs to be done,
Make sure.
we've
Yeah.
done it. And when we're saying, Mum, remember that we're supposed to be going. Did you do the ironing? Yes, Mummy. Did you do the cleaning? Did you remember to clean? Yes, Mummy, we've done everything. Because she just finding she just
It's
wants
one little
to.
thing. And you make sure that you get out early. Even if you know the party start late, you get out early. You know, when you change your mind.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
I'm
But
telling
then
you,
you
it was
think that
hard.
with like, I think with like my boys, I don't think I was, or we were, as strict. I think it's different.
I would,
Would you-
with,
would you- were you
with my
strict?
oldest, I was strict.
I think I was. I think I was.
Yeah, I think
I was.
with my eldest, and I think it was because at that time there was a lot of like knife crime. And
Yeah.
So that knife crime
Yeah,
isn't happening now.
Yeah, but I think he
But
was
it
my
was
first,
exploding,
and
exploding
it was,
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was
Yeah.
like I was just worried, and I think with him,
But my
I was really
eldest-
strict.
I was lucky because he was a home person. I say, Cash, don't you want to go out? Aren't you going? Do you want to go in with your friends? And he barely went out, so that was quite different. But you know, in our day, I remember if I wanted to ask to go somewhere, it took me days to build up the courage to ask because you're like, they're gonna say no, but you're gonna ask anyway, you know.
Well, there we are.
Yes, you
But
can
even
go
back then-
be back by 11 o'clock.
11, yeah, and even like I remember what I remember is like people just had home phones, so you didn't have mobile phones.
That's right.
And I remember if you called our house after, I'm guessing 10 maybe. I mean, even if you were up, you weren't allowed to take the phone call. My dad was they ring and ask for it, sis.
I
I
remember the first time I gave my number to a boy. We were at a wedding reception, and I was in the garden, and the phone rang. Mum went in and answered the phone, and she came back out and she put Hannah Kimber, and she's like, 1 mark is on the phone for you. And he came and she stood up beside the phone. Whilst we were talking. I mean, it was very different in that you didn't have the freedom
No,
to
you
have
didn't.
friends like that.
No.
You know?
No,
If
Certainly couldn't have a
socializing,
private
it had to be with
conversation.
your cousins or, you know, family members or their friends' children. But
or go upstairs. I remember Mum saying to one
go
time,
and read your book.
Yeah, no, or like if my friends came to that. Well, I guess male friends. She'd be like, you don't need to go upstairs.
No.
Yeah,
You don't need to go upstairs.
No.
You had to do entertaining downstairs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No reason to go
There's
upstairs.
no reason to be inside the bedroom.
I remember, well, we never went out like that. Vera and I never went out like this, but a lot of my friends like my age said that they used to go to dance and there was always someone's parent that came to get them
to
out
get
of the dance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you hear them stories. Yeah.
I heard a lot of stories like that, but you know, or they used to climb down the drain pipe to get out the house to go raving.
I mean, we never climbed out. We never.
We didn't ever climb out.
I remember sneaking back in, and our stairs used to be creaky, but we knew where to step.
Yes.
We used to step.
Hold on, she never hear you at the front door.
Let me tell you.
Listen,
heard,
we used to
go.
have chimes, yeah? But even the chimes, we used to just
We
go
just
in
know.
and you just ease that door open slowly. And it's like, by the time you close the door, you just stand there and you just listen.
Yeah.
Because my mum was a light sleeper, and you just listen. And then you don't hear nothing. And then you think, okay, let's go up the stairs. And you go up the stairs and you've got to pass her bedroom door, you know?
Yeah.
And you pass the bedroom door and you take off your clothes in the dark and you ease down into that bed and you just think, sometimes, right, I mean, if you didn't get it right, you bust into that room, light go on, it's, get up, go downstairs and start cooking dinner. Even sometimes, right, in the morning, if she just thought she missed you, like, and you got in, she would get you up early as possible, and she would like, go and get a newspaper, get up and go and cook the dinner, go and put on the peas.
Relentless.
I'm telling you, man.
Do you remember when we were going to go on holiday? It was a Christmas, but Crispin decided to have a little drink up for us.
Yeah.
And I arrived there and I hadn't eaten. And I'm sure it was Kevin, maybe a concoction. One drink.
One drink?
One drink. But I remember my stomach, I felt bad. And I said, I want to use the bathroom. And I was being sick in the bathroom. And they said they're going to take me home. And Laurel.
Yeah, I remember Laurel was carrying Angie like this.
Well, I remember Angie.
Yes.
No, but there's no way that I wanted Mummy to know that I'm drunk.
But so, he was carrying Angie and I was saying, just step where I step. And I was going up the steps just where it doesn't creak. Yes. And Laura was just following in my footsteps as he carried Angie up the steps.
Exactly. And we managed
to get her into the bed.
Into that room without Mummy getting up. Because let me tell you, if she had heard, she would have been, I wouldn't have slept that night. I wouldn't have slept.
Remember when, you know what I'm going to say, right?
I don't know which one. There's so many.
There's
so many.
It was Tare's.
Yes.
And I got drunk. But we were saying, I was saying, no, you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
I was saying yours.
Yeah, you were saying ours. That's right.
Yeah. So it wasn't that bad, I guess. Because my pet obviously.
You remember Tenants, people? They used to drink Tenants and Thunderbirds and all them drinks there.
But she stood up straight though when you said that your dad's here.
Yeah, because
she was like, started walking
on all that.
I remember the story. They said they were walking you up and down. You were drunk, and wouldn't hold up your head. And then someone said, "Virtue's your dad's here."
That'd be enough for her because
people.
Mum and Dad were not easy. Remember when we went to that we went out and we came back and there was again people from back. I don't know if you were there. I remember Mum.
We went to that party.
You took me to a party
with Rudy.
And I remember Mum. We were going to go upstairs. Mum wouldn't let us go upstairs.
We thought that our parents they had gone to a meeting to Bacca meeting. But the meeting reconverged at our house.
Oh my gosh.
So when we got home now,
they're all there.
They were all there.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to go to bed where Mum said, go stand up in the kitchen because if you was at party, you would still be standing up.
Yeah. And we had a chest freezer and I just...
She curled up on the freezer.
I just lie on the top of the chest freezer and I thought, I'm going to sleep. Yes, I did.
But do you also remember when it was a Bacca and coincidentally, obviously, Carnival's coming up. We decided that we want to go Carnival. But I know Mummy had already said that you're not going Carnival.
Yeah.
But we decided that we're going to go. So we said we're going somewhere. I can't remember where.
We were not allowed to go to Carnival.
Yeah. No. I think that was the last time we went, wasn't it? That's not something I went to Carnival.
You're
right.
right.
But that's the last time I went to Carnival.
Really?
Yep.
The
four of us had all the trouble. My
The
father.
four of us went and
The
we were
four
having
of
a
us
good
went.
time. We
Yeah.
were all
Was
holding
having-
hands in the crowd.
Yeah.
Listen, we
And then trouble started.
Yeah.
And
Oh
the
my
bottles.
God.
Bottles
And
started
Well, first of all, we
flying.
lost you. Do you
Yes,
remember?
because
In
I
the
had my
bushing.
hand- yes.
You remember we was at the sound
Yeah.
and there was some fight that broke out and we
yeah.
were trying to hold on to each other.
Yeah.
And after everything settled,
Yep.
we were like, where's Angie?
Yep.
And we couldn't find her for a while. It seemed like it was ages, but maybe it could have been 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
But when we found her, we were like, it's home
It's
time.
time to go home.
But I
I remember
remember,
that night.
I remember
Right,
when the
Philippe.
fights broke out now and the bottles were flying.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Oh my
TV
gosh.
cameras, we saw the cameras, and we weren't supposed to be there, so we were hiding from the
Exactly.
cameras.
And I was going to say, because that evening, Mummy's watching the news. And
Exactly.
Carnival,
That's
they're
it.
showing all
And
the
I
children.
remember-
That is why I didn't want you lot to go. Me and Cleo's thinking, oh my God, we hope that
That we're not on the
We were there.
newscast. We were there.
That
We
was
were
the
there,
that was
man.
the last time I went to Carnival.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm sure I was about 17. I'm thinking
Yeah,
we were about
must be-
17.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think we weren't
weren't
18.
18. No, we
No.
weren't 18.
I don't think we were 18, even though when I was 18, I still, like, even though, like, you know when your friends are 18, they kind of like, they can do, some of your friends can do what they want to do, but like 18, as Dad said,
Still live in my house.
so
Live
you
by
kinda
my
have to abide
rules.
Yeah,
his-
yeah.
by his rules.
I
to.
didn't. I left home. I think when I was 20. I didn't have a key to get in that
Right,
house.
and that's another thing.
Up until we didn't have a
We
key.
didn't have a key, you know.
So if you didn't come home when you were supposed to, Mum would lock that door. I remember coming back from raving, going round the back, and whose bedroom? Laurel's bedroom was at the back,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
throwing
I
stones
remember
for him
Laura
to come.
throwing stones up at
Yeah,
the window as well.
Yeah. Who
Come up
threw
with a ladder
who threw
one time.
stones to ask someone to come and let you in the house? 'Cause your
Maybe people in
mother.
our generation, I like.
Oh, we had
Yeah.
keys.
No, we didn't.
No, we
Yeah,
did
we
not.
had keys.
Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown was very strict,
Yeah.
very strict.
One TV downstairs. We didn't even have TV in our room. We had a TV.
No,
down,
yeah.
TV in your room.
I remember
Yeah,
actually,
we did,
No,
we did.
my
Yeah,
first
TV,
job.
every
I remember
room.
when I got, I
Yeah, we did.
started
Yeah,
working,
started in the living
and I
room,
thought,
everyone
oh, I
was
can buy my own TV now. I said, Dad, can I buy a TV? Nope.
Yeah,
No, save. I was like, wow.
yeah.
You don't need
That
that.
is it.
There's one TV in this house. and
Yeah.
that was it.
Watch it downstairs.
But I suppose in a way it kind of keeps the family together. Because I think nowadays kids are just, everybody goes to their room.
Yeah.
innit?
Because everyone has a TV in their room.
People
They
have their
phones.
devices,
Yeah.
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 So
that's
it's
true.
different times, but
It is.
And you kind of know more back then what your kids were doing. Because it's like you didn't have, like they didn't have mobile phones. So
Yeah.
And
you
they
know-
didn't have privacy in the house.
That's right.
There was none of this parents knocking on your door. Virtues.
well, your door wasn't closing.
Oh, yeah.
The door was open.
It's
It was
true.
open.
Yeah.
If you lock the door,
I'm telling you.
it's why you shut the door.
Yeah.
I mean, I locked the door once. My mum chopped that thing off. Yeah, I locked the door. I can't remember what it was. Some argument, and I run upstairs, went into the room, locked the door. Mum comes with her cutlass, chop that thing off, bust into the room. I'm like, kill me. I'm like, easy, mate. You know.
Oh
Like,
my
who-
days.
Who's actually locking door in? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? She weren't having none of
But it
it.
didn't do us any harm, right?
Not at all. Not
It
at
was any
all.
harm.
I don't think I would change any of that.
Exactly.
I don't
You
think
know?
I would change any of that. You know.
No, I
No.
don't think so.
And as you
I don't
said,
think so.
I think it really made us all these things that we were not allowed to do. You know, because we weren't allowed to eat food in our room.
Oh,
no.
You know,
No.
everyone
Not even
came
on the
to the
road.
table.
Yeah,
Not-
it's true.
listen,
Don't eat on the road.
It's
you
true.
were not
It's
allowed
true.
to eat on the
You
road.
don't drink.
Or yeah,
You
it was
don't
just
do that.
No, no.
mm,
You weren't allowed. And even with our food, we weren't allowed to have a drink
until
we
we
finished our
eaten.
food.
Yeah.
To
Oh,
finish
yeah,
our
it's
food.
true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Exactly.
yeah.
We weren't allowed. So all these things that these young people.
Yeah.
There was a lot of structure.
Yeah, and
So-
rules.
and
yeah.
rules.
And maybe people look on this now and say, "Oh, you know,
It's a bit
it was harsh."
rigid and but
I think that
You know
it
what?
shaped us as the people that we are today.
some of the kids need some of these rules
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, honestly,
Maybe.
they really do. They really do. And I think we need to, as I keep saying about our our upbringing and our traditions, a lot of the things that we did that we don't do now, we need to bring them back. We need to reintroduce them to, to society and start practicing what was working.
Yeah, easier said than done, though, isn't it? I think easier said than done.
It'll be interesting to see what people put in the comments to
Yeah,
see what
definitely.
what their parents were like, what rules they had.
Right.
Question. Obviously, you're speaking as girls. Was it different in terms of like the boys? Was the boys trying to sneak out? How was it with?
Yeah.
Hey, when that,
You
when
had
for
brothers,
the-
you
they-
had brothers,
Yeah.
so
yes, because
Yeah.
Dad was strict. So the one rule was for
everyone.
was for
It
everyone.
wasn't just
Yeah, it wasn't just for girls. It
Mm.
was for and even when I had Jordan, oh boy, even when I had Jordan, I remember my dad saying to me that. Anyway, no, I'm not going to say what he said, but put it this way: I thought once I had Jordan, I kind of felt like I was an I kind of grown. Yeah, a woman. I got a child. And he said, to me, "I'm under his
You was
roof."
18.
Yeah, no, I was 19. And
19.
I was nearly 20, and he said, "Under my roof still. Even though you've got that baby, you have to abide by my rules."
I don't think it matters what age you are. I mean, I was 23, going 24 when I was pregnant with Cashron. And I remember the anxiety to tell my parents because I wasn't married. And, now it's nothing, untold women have children out of wedlock. But I think growing up 30, 40 years ago, it was not the norm then.
Yeah.
It wasn't unusual, but it's not something that that you found easy to tell your parents.
Yeah.
That
and I think, it wasn't, it was like, you knew wasn't what your parents wanted
for you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So I think
So it made it
yeah.
difficult to tell them. Yeah.
And just to reiterate the question, so not in terms of like brothers, but you guys have had mainly boys, right, as children.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, did you have that same rebellious? From what I don't know. I can't picture like Jordan sneaking and.
But they didn't have to. I think that's what we're saying. They didn't have to because
They didn't have to.
we were more.
We're more relaxed
Yeah.
about the upbringing. I think the communication that we have with our children are better than the communication we had with our parents. And even though that love was there, it was very much adult and child. And it was just, we had to respect them.
Yeah.
And we had to really think about what we're going to say to our parents. We were never disrespectful. And there were certain subjects that you didn't speak about, that were just taboo. You don't speak to your parents about certain things.
Whereas I think our children, at least for me, my
We're
children,
more open.
Yeah, definitely. I
conversation.
don't think there's nothing that they can not come and ask me about or say anything about. And even with the going out, they would, if they want to go, so they'd ask us, and we would.
I think they feel more at ease.
Yeah. I don't imagine they would be like, as you said, like anxious to ask about going places.
Because I remember once my boys became like teenagers, and I would say to them, like, if you're going out, just let me know where you're going, so we know you're safe. And that was the concern. You still want them to enjoy their life,
but you want to be safe,
and you want them to be safe, but you didn't want to restrict them.
Very true. I was gonna. I mean, Rico, you're asking questions, and Omar, my son's here as well. What are your thoughts? Were your mum's strict?
Yeah, it was terrible.
You did say that to me one time.
I think you feel this thing, Mum.
Yeah.
What happened? You want to go out?
There was one party that Rico wanted to go to, but it was like the girl whose party it was came to the house to give him an invitation, and she was really rude, had no respect, come in, and she was just so like sassy and kind of like, give this. Oh, you don't remember that? Well, let me remind you.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah, she came
How old was he? 16,
I mean,
18,
about 16 or something.
I
And
remember you
she
telling me.
came and she was like, like, can you give this invitation? I was like, who are you? You know? And she was like, you know, can you just give this invitation to Rick? I said to her, listen, you know, you come to my door, you announce who you are, and, you know, and she was just still like, can you? So I was like, Rico, whoever this girl is, you ain't going to the party. Yeah, it was just a done deal. And Rico was like, you know, he must have spoken to her, you need to apologise to my mum. She called or whatever, she apologised, but it was too late as far as I was concerned. He ain't going. And then Rico was like, you know, Mum, this is like the party of the year. This is the whatever. I was like, you ain't going to the party. And he was like, I'll never forgive you. You know, this is the party. He was like,
you see, look at that. You think we can take that to our parents?
you know?
Oh my days.
You know?
I'll take my licks proudly.
You know?
Man, we wouldn't even raise our voice, let alone.
Exactly. You know, you could be mad and mad some more.
Exactly.
You would just bite your tongue and you wouldn't say a word.
Yeah,
Not a
you have
word.
to be mad inside.
You know?
Inside.
Crazy.